Hello and good morning, guys. Today I wanted to start and apologize. Apologize for the break on the channel, for the delay with the new videos. I was on 2 motorcycle trips recently and I've got plenty of the videos to put together. One video is the local video from Britain again, and the second one is from the trip to France, Spain and Portugal. And the question for you is which one you want to see first, something local, British, or maybe something continental. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about this today, I'm going to talk about motorcycles. Something interesting, because we've got interesting motorcycle on the market, the new one. And that bike is the new Kawasaki Z900 Z650 RS. Is it interesting? Yes and no, and you will see my rant. So let's go and see that. But before we start with anything, I need to tell you a bit more about my likings and my background in motorcycles, because otherwise you won't understand my opinion, probably. Well, basically I love all the bikes which are 1-cylinder or 2-cylinder. I passionately hate 4-cylinder bikes, and the reason for that is simple. The sound. I love the sound of the motorcycles, and 1-cylinder they sound lovely, 2-cylinder bikes sound lovely too, and 4-cylinder, yeah, not at all. Actually, they sound terrible. Yeah, but anyway, thing is, I'm traveling on my bike, as you probably know that, and I'm traveling to many different countries, and sometimes I wonder, because my bikes tend to be a bit louder than they should maybe. Because when I'm listening to the stock bikes, it's always like, oh, it sounds nice, but it should be a tiny bit louder. So I'm modifying all my bikes, and that's a problem. When you come to the countries like Austria or Switzerland or Germany, and maybe a few more. Don't get me wrong, I don't like obnoxiously loud bikes. I like bikes which sounds about right. Right. So thinking about that, I thought one day, you know, what would happen if I would actually buy myself a bike with 4-cylinder engine, which sounds like crap. I wouldn't like it loud. I would like to keep it quiet. So that could be a perfect touring bike for me, because I wouldn't enjoy loud exhaust on that bike because it sounds so bad. Yeah. Am I crazy? Possibly. Then, obviously, I don't like the bikes which look like spaceships, like this one, or like a camel, like this one, or a tractor, like this one. I just like the motorcycles to look like motorcycles, which means more or less like that one. Yes, that's just a pure motorcycle. So, I straight away thought about 2 motorcycles. Kawasaki Z900 RS and Honda CB 1100 RS. Yeah, RS I think. And the CB 1100 EX. Anyway, those 2 bikes are absolutely lovely, except they've got 4-cylinder engine, but yeah, I told you already that. Those bikes are actually pretty cool. And let's focus on Z900 RS. And that could be really cool bike, and I think it's a better bike than Honda actually. It's kind of faster, lighter, more nimble probably, so basically better. Except small niggle in the design. And let's go to the computer and I will show you that. Yeah, the lovely Z900 RS. Look how lovely that bike is. Just pure classic bike, retro. Everyone is saying in the magazines that it's absolutely awesome bike. And it looks good. Honestly, it looks good. Except, what the heck is that hole here? That gap in between the seat? What's that? Just look at some classic bikes, like Norton Commander, let's say. Can you see any gap here? Like here? Any? No, there is no gap, just a small, tiny one. Okay, but maybe Norton is not the best example, you say. It's not a Japanese bike. So, lovely bike. How awesome is that? Can you see any gap here? Nope, I don't think so. But you might say, oh, but that's retro, that's really retro. Okay, and that's a different sort of bike. Okay,
But let's think about Kawasaki Z series. Now, not this one. Oh, bloody hell no. Okay. Yeah. Z900. Can you see any gap here? Can you? That bike simply looks good. It doesn't have any bloody gap. Okay, then maybe Zephyr. Yeah, let's go to that. And there is a tiny gap, but just a tiny one. And I'm certain that this bike looks better than this one. You might say, okay, but there needs to be some suspension travel, and there is more suspension travel in the new bike, in the Z900. And I will tell you what, 140 millimeters. 140. How much is that from here to here? That's around 14 centimeters. And here, this is around, probably around 300 millimeters. And if you look at that, how much nicer would it be if that bike would look just like that? Look again. I think much better. Still there is a gap, but it's nicer. If you look at the Honda CB1100, it doesn't have that gap. At least not as big. And then maybe you could cover with large massive Hepco-Becker panniers, but it still looks like crap. It's basically too big here. And then it looks slightly better when you sit on it. That's true. Especially if you take the picture from the top. But honestly, it doesn't look that good. I think it should look like that. And I found this picture, and clearly you can see that someone actually made that render or whatever that is, or the project, and actually lowered that bike. And when it's lowered, it looks brilliant. Yeah, I mean it. It looks really great.
Well, and you might think that I'm talking too much about Z900 RS, and this video should be about Z650rs. But I will tell you what, those bikes are really similar, except Z650 is worse. Because Z900 is faster and better in every way.
And now let me show you that. This bike has got weird seat here. That bike has got this stupid gap here. And also this bike has got ridiculous swing arm of this shape. And this bike has this monstrosity. What's that? That's a monstrosity. If you look at that, oh, that looks lovely. But even if you look at that, it doesn't have such a monstrosity here. Yeah, also the seat looks better, the swing arm looked better. So that bike is way better. And it also is much faster, because actually Z650 is barely faster than W800. It's just bad. Sorry, it doesn't look good. That lamp, what's that? No, it simply doesn't add to me. And it doesn't even help to me that it's got 2 cylinders, so it could sound possibly better than Z900. Dear Kawasaki, just made the bike which will look like this one. This is awesome. Or eventually you can make a bike which will look like that. That would be awesome as well. Simple and awesome. Yeah, this one would be really nice. Otherwise, you may need to figure out what to do with that gap. Maybe that's a good place to keep your dog there. Or maybe something else? I don't know. But that gap look ridiculous.
So now guys, you know what I meant. And don't get me wrong, I'm just kinda kidding. I'm telling bollocks on that channel, basically. So don't treat it so serious. I know a few people will want to kill me because I offended their favorite bikes. Or the bikes they want to buy, but their wives say, no, you can't buy it. But still, it's their favorite bike. Anyway, I offended it, so I need the punishment. Final punishment, which is thumbs down and comment, you are a moron, buddy. Well... Anyway, I don't care. I'm just telling what I think, and that's exactly what I think about those bikes. But at the end of the day, I would much more enjoy riding any of them than any sort of GS's, you know, ZXRs and XYZs and bikes like that. Yeah, seriously. So even I just offended your bike, have in mind that I really like it. So that's it for today, and I hope you basically enjoyed it. If not, give me thumbs down. Remember, you have to do it. Yeah, that's your duty. Yeah, but anyway, those who enjoyed and who like my channel, stay with me, and possibly next weekend I hope I will have some video. But let me know in the comment section first, which video you would like to see first, the British one or European tour. Okay guys, that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Cheers.